listening to Cullman Community Radio's online channel for sports in Cullman County. Tonight's broadcast will begin in about 30 seconds.
An exclusive presentation of the Cullman County Sports Network, powered by Cullman Community Radio. Cullman's Live 95.
Malin's going to call us on number. He's got a hole 20, 25, 30. Malin in the open field, 40. Malin across midfield. They're not going to catch him. Malin to the 30, to the 20. Malin's all alone at the 10. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Spear up the right side. Can he get in? He's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
This is Friday Night Live, Season 10.
Hall lines up in the backfield. They send a man around. It's going to be a jet sweep. He takes it off the right side. Got a hole. Cuts loose. Down to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown.
Right back to handoff, and it's going to be a touchdown for Hansville Bulldogs.
It's time for Friday Night Live.
From Cullman Community Radio.
As the sun sets here at James Shable Stadium, the weather is getting cooler and the leaves are starting to change. That means you know you have hit football season, guys. Thank you for joining us here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. I'm your host, Tony Thompson, and we've got a good matchup on our hands tonight. We've got the Haleyville Lions coming here to James Shable Stadium to face the Good Hope Raiders, and I'm not alone tonight. As the last home game I was alone, I've got a good friend of mine I graduated with. I am appreciative of him showing up here tonight to do this with me. And Kanan, I'm just going to let you take it over from here. Yeah, man, and I'm actually really appreciative of you, Jay Fuller, for giving me a chance to bring someone special on this week. And this is one of my best buddies here, as we grew up together throughout school, middle school, high school, playing the game late at night. But like you said, Fridays are what you live for if you're a high school student, even if you're not on the football team, because, like you said, it's the start of the weekend, and what else not do you have better to do on a Friday night than show up here? But this is the Adam Aker. This is the Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet pregame drive. And like I said, as we are having some technical difficulties. But like I said before, we have the Haleyville Lions coming in at 0-3 with 3 losses to West Point in week 1. They played week 2 at Tarrant. And then week 3, they lost to Curry. Coming in this week, Good Hope is 2-0 with wins over West Point. 2 dominating wins, I should say, over West Point and Fultondale. I'm sorry, guys. We are having some technical difficulties here. But as we hope to fix this situation, we're going to go on. And as we are about to give the the prayer and the national anthem, we're going to take a quick break and see if we can figure this out. But we'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Clean and More Cullman.
You know, we have one of the coolest places right here in Cullman. It's Cleaning and More Cullman on County Road 437. Cleaning and More Cullman has reliable and professional residential and commercial cleaning services tailored to your needs. And I know because we use Cleaning and More Cullman at the Warhurst Team Realtors for our buyers and sellers. Cleaning and More Cullman is more than just cleaning supplies. They have janitorial supplies like trash can liners of all sizes, cleaning supplies, mops, brooms, paper towels, they have it all. Plus concession stand and restaurant supplies supplies like cups, cutleries, plates, to-go containers, bags, straws, nacho trays, even popcorn bags. Cleaning and More Cullman has it all. Need climate control storage? How about 10 by 10, 10 by 15, and 10 by 20 units? And they even have the U-Haul trucks to carry your stuff. You can check them out at cleaningandmorecullman.com. You can get info at info@cleaningandmorecullman.com, or the way I like, you can dial them up at 256-736-9944. 256-736-9944. Cleaning and More Cullman. County Road 437. Under the big white sign with the U-Hauls.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. And once again, we are having some technical difficulties here. We're hoping to get it fixed here in a minute. But, Kanan, once again, we have a great night of football coming up. We got the Haleyville Lions here at James Shable Stadium. If you don't know, this is our senior year. This is where the student section became a thing. It was at Haleyville that year. But as we get to tonight, like I said, Good Hope, if y'all haven't seen the news this week, Good Hope comes in as the number 1 ranked defense. This is a sign. We saw this last year. Good Hope's defense was dominant last year, dominant again once again this year. Yes, I know some of the has-beens. I'm sorry that the schedule is not as hard as maybe what you have played when you were in school. Once again, that is not a thing we can fix. But I do want to thank the sponsors who are giving me a chance to work here on this Friday night. Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. Once again, I do want to appreciate everybody that's listening. Kanan, do you have any words for anybody that's on here?
I think that's good. I was like, something really cool. That's our best one. I thought it was really cool. Very appreciative of everybody that comes in and this stuff awesome.
Yeah, but as we are getting ready to have the prayer and the national anthem, we are going to take a quick break and let this come through, and we will be back.
Cullman drivers, are you tired of the hassle and confusion when it comes to buying a car? Well, we've got fantastic news for you. Meet Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet in Cullman, your go-to guy for a no-nonsense car buying experience.
Hey folks, Adam here. You know, buying a car shouldn't be stressful. That's why at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, we pride ourselves on transparency, trust, and there's never any BS at MS.
That's right. Adam Aker and the Mitch Smith Chevrolet team are changing the game.
I live and breathe Cullman, just like you. So when you step into our showroom, you're not just another customer, you're family. Together, we'll find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs and budget. Remember, Adam Aker, Mitch Smith Chevrolet, what's not to love?
Cracked windshield? Don't wait. Call the pros at Odin's Auto Glass in Cullman. From chips to full replacements, Odin's gets you back on the road fast. With honest prices, top quality glass, and service you can trust. Locally owned, family run, and proud to serve Cullman and North Alabama for over 40 years. Odin's Auto Glass, where safety meets service. You can call 256-734-2800 or stop by their location on Highway 31 North in Cullman. Odin's Auto Glass, we'll see you through it. Proud sponsors of the Cullman County Sports Network.
Plus One Heating and Air. We believe in more than just fixing your HVAC system. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing top-notch service with a smile. Whether it's installation, repairs, or maintenance, you can trust Plus One Heating and Air to get the job done right the first time.
I've never experienced service like this before. Plus One Heating and Air not only fixed my heating system promptly, they also ensured everything was running smoothly. They truly care about their customers.
So when you're in need of heating
Heating and Air Services. Remember the company that's willing to walk that extra mile for you. Plus One Heating and Air, where trust meets exceptional service. Hey, Cullman fans, when it's game time, it's pizza time, and nobody brings the flavor like Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition with the original recipe since 1968. We're talking fresh, made from scratch dough, zesty signature sauce, and a mountain of melty cheese. Still made with the same recipe you've loved for over 55 years. You can dine in or carry out and taste the hometown tradition that's been winning since day one. Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition, and still making it the way we used to, because that's how Cullman likes it.
In today's world, broadband internet is an absolute necessity. Unfortunately, the large cable and phone companies only provide broadband internet where it's profitable for them. For the rest of us, there's Cyber Broadband. Providing internet service since 2004, Cyber utilizes a small radio antenna to deliver broadband where cable and DSL don't go. You can join the 21st century today with Cyber Broadband, supporting streaming, VPN access, and everything else you've been wanting to do with that slow internet connection. It's Cyber Broadband for the win. They can be found online at cyberbroadband.net or look them up on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Once again, this is a beautiful night for football. We have our flag half flown here tonight for the honor of all the tragic accidents during the 9/11 attacks. 24 years ago now. Wasn't even born then, but yet it's still a big impact on the American lifestyle, and we also have it half flown in honor of the tragic accident that happened a couple days ago in the United States. But as we are here tonight at James Shable Stadium, we are excited for the Get Up Raiders. Once again, this is the number one defense in the state of Alabama in 4A right now. The number 6 offense as well, as they come in clocking 48.5 points, I believe. This is a squad that back when we were in school, it didn't feel like we scored the ball too much, but we had athletes out there that could win us games. Now it's like, I don't know what happened, where we've had an offensive outburst the last 2 years, averaging a collective, I think it's over the last 2 years, we've averaged over 40 points a game and only allowing 6, 7, 8, 9, something around that area. I know last year, after the Fairview game, of course, our numbers went up as Fairview walked in here and dog walked us in our own trap here. But that being said, Good Hope will be back home next week as we face the Cordoba Blue Devils, I believe is what their name is. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm 99.9% sure that's what their name is. But as we got some captains walking out here right now, captains for your Good Up Raiders this week is number 1, Mason Drake, number 3, Cody Stevens, number 0, Carter Rutherford, and number 2, Tyler Bird. And across the way for the Haleyville Lions, looks like number 1, Fisher Seymour, number 3, Carson Gilbert, number 71, Mason Tidwell, and number 72, Brock Rushing. Once again, this Haleyville team comes in at 0-3 with 3 losses to a 5A team in West Point, who is not having the greatest of seasons besides their win over Haleyville. A Tarrant team who I have no say-so in how they've done this year, because I haven't kept up with that team down there. And also a loss to a team that hasn't won an area game in, I want to say 4 or 5 years. Curry beat them by I think it was 28 points, 4 touchdowns. Curry beat this Haleyville team. And it feels weird because this Haleyville team was always gave us a problem in school. It was always, that team that you have to game plan for every year because that was a team that was going to be tough to beat. But as they're playing the new video board here at James Shabel Stadium, they're playing a hype video for the Good Hope Raiders. It looks amazing, guys. If you have not been to James Shabel Stadium this year, I truly recommend it. This is a new addition that we look forward to this coming year, and it's great. It looks beautiful. This is something I wish we would have had in high school, but I'm glad that we are investing in the football team as much as we did basketball and, girls basketball and all that when we were in school. Even though we were a team, senior year, went to the third round of the playoffs. Tragic. We had Madison Academy, a private school who could recruit, come in and play us. Dropped 21 on us in the first quarter. I think that was the problem that we lost that game. But once again, if you have not been here, it is a great scene here at James Shabel Stadium. New Raider head in the middle, newly painted field. Last year they tried something new with painting in the end zones. I wish they'd bring that back. It was pretty cool. But the video board just brings it all together. I think that was a great adjustment for Good Hope High School to bring something like that in, as every county school almost has something like that. Hansville does not have one at their football field, but they do have one in their basketball stadium, and it is super nice. I got to watch it. But here comes your Good Hope Raiders. Yeah, man. And once again, us being the same graduate class, we got to experience this together that senior year, that magical run that we had. Nothing beats, and I know a lot of people will say, they're not big fans of the band and all that other stuff. Me and you both are huge fans of the band. That is something that brings the football team and the crowd together, especially with the Raider Chop. But yeah, Good Hope will kick off first. Number 98, Chase Pruitt, Mr. Automatic is we're going to call him. As I hear cowbells for days, guys, this is not Starkville, I promise. This is Good Hope High School. Here's the kick. Brought in by Haleyville. Looking up the left side of the field. Makes one man miss. And he's going to be brought down by Tyler Bird at around the 41-yard line. That's where Haleyville's going to set shop at to start out. Once again, Haleyville's going to set shop first and 10 from the 41-yard line. Looks like number 1 in the backfield. That's going to be Fisher Seymour playing quarterback for the Lions tonight. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's going to get absolutely leveled. Cody Stevens is the main problem for this Good Hope Raiders defense. He's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage and no more, as it'll be 2nd and 10 once again from the 41-yard line. You're going to see a lot of that out of this Haleyville offense. No running back in the backfield. Once again, it's Fisher Seymour. Here's a snap as another quarterback keeper right up the middle. And it looks like Cody Stevens. Actually, no, that is number 16, Kane Anderson. There to bring him down. After a gain of 3, it's going to be 3rd and about 7. 37 from the 44-yard line. They try to get us to jump offside. Ross Clark made the initial jump. Nobody on the offensive line moved, so no flag is called. As the crowd is rocking here tonight. Here's a snap. It's another quarterback keeper to the same exact side, and it's going to go nowhere once again. He may have got 3 on that one, but that's going to bring up a 4th down right at the 48-yard line. Actually, the 47. Once again, Kane Anderson and Cody Stevens there to bring him down. Looks like a whole new crew coming in for this Haleyville Lions offense. I'm expecting a punt here. Yep, number 42 back there. That's Dustin Gable. He's going to punt. Number 0, Carter Rutherford, is back to receive this punt. Dangerous punt returner. Here's a snap. There's the punt, and it's a wobbly one. It's going to fall down around the 31, and it's going to take a Haleyville bounce to about the 27-yard line, as that's where Good Hope will set shop. 9:46 here left in the first quarter. Your score is 0-0. Good Hope will set shop from around the 27-yard line of Good Hope as we are working right to left here. Once again, 1st and 10. It looks like how we've started the last 2 games. We've got Mason Drake at quarterback taking the Wildcat handoff. He runs up the middle, and it looks like he's not going to get real far. He's going to get a gain of 3. That's going to bring up 2nd and 7 from the 32-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4. Right back to Parker Johnson taking the snap. Mason Drake to his left. We've got trips down, 1 high receiver. Here's a snap. He's looking out. Aiden Young wide open. He's going to make the catch. He's not going to make the cornerback miss, but not after a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. 1st down for the Good Hope Raiders. As we set shop here, 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Once again, Parker Johnson here in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to keep it going right. He's got a blocker downfield. Mason Drake makes a great block, and he's going to get out of bounds at the 51-yard line. But that's the 52. God, I'm out here blanking myself. The 48-yard line of the opposite. So that's going to be good for another Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage 1st down. Parker Johnson back in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it to Mason Drake this time. Good receiver blocks down the field. He's going to make a couple men miss. He's going to get about 15 yards up to the 30-yard line. Where Good Hope's going to set shop for another Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage 1st down. This Good Hope offense has not been nothing but great to start this in their first drive. Once again, this is an offense coming in averaging around 48 points a game. Once again, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's quarterback keeper. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to make a man miss, and they're going to bring him down after a solid gain right there. 8 yards, 9. They're going to give him 9 yards right here. I'm seeing one-on-one coverage down here to Carter Rutherford. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't take a shot right here, but it is the pistol formation. Here's the snap. Riker Hancock with a handoff. He's going to get enough for a 1st down. He's going to get down to about the 14-yard line. That's going to be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage 1st down for Good Hope. Once again, another promising young running back for Good Hope right there, Riker Hancock. empty backfield. Parker Johnson by himself. Here's a snap. Parker Johnson keeps it around the edge. He's going to get up to around the 5-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 5. You can get a first down here before you reset the chains. Once again, as you're listening, 6:47 left in this game. The score is 0-0, but Good Hope on the 5-yard line of Haleyville coming down the field. Here we are in the pistol formation again. Riker Hancock to his left, Carson Hollis to his right, and Mason Drake right behind Parker Johnson. Here's the snap. Hand off to Mason Drake up the middle, and he's just going to walk in for a touchdown. Once again, Mason Drake right up the middle for a Good Hope Raider touchdown. Chase Pruitt actually come out with an injury on the last kickoff. We've got a new kicker in the game, but learning real well. That's actually number 50, I believe, Titus Montgomery. Learning real well from the young kid, Chase Pruitt. That is a good extra point. Your score here, 7-0, 6:26 remaining in the first quarter. Kanan, that was a promising drive right there for the Get Up Raiders. That offense looks legit still to this day.
On the field, on the ball, and through the pass look good. I think it's something else that brought us today. That's such a good thing. Your lineman is like they're going to have a ball. It seems like he's got some right there.
Something even colleges take pride of is receivers blocking. And running backs picking up big blocks. But here's the kick, and it's a sky kick. Perfectly executed. He laid the boom. He fumbled. That's going to be Good Hope football at the 45-yard line. The kid went up, did not call a fair catch, and regretted it right after. He got laid out by Kane Anderson. Yeah, Good Hope tried that last week, as we all remember, and it was called for a flag because apparently they called it a fair catch. I didn't see one. Tyson Robertson didn't see one. Talked to a few coaches, they didn't see one. So, but once again, that's a really good sky kick right there, and honestly, that's what Good Hope's been known for. Once again, score here 7-0, 6:26 remaining in the first quarter as we are trying to fix a problem we are having on our side. We do apologize to everybody listening. But once again, your Good Hope Raiders will start with the ball at the 46-yard line. Working right to left still. It's going to be 1st and 10 as the offense is back out there after the sky kick and perfectly timed boomstick, as I like to call. But here's the snap. Rolling left. Finds Carter Rutherford open. He stays on his feet somehow. Running down the field. Make another man miss. 10, 5. Touchdown Raiders. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's good. Once again, your score here, 14-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Received. Oh, he fumbled it. He's just going to have to dive on it.
Number 22, Peyton Rogers, number 3 for Haleyville.
Once again, Haleyville will set shot at the 32-yard line of Good Hope. 1st and 10. This is their second drive. With the tackle. Gonna get a gain, maybe a half a yard.
It seems Haleyville, they're going to rely heavy on the quarterback run. I mean, but the only problem, if you rely on the quarterback run, you have to score at some point. Good Hope's already got a 14-0 lead. It's going to get to a point where you're going to start throwing the ball and probably getting in some plays that you're not comfortable with. And, you know, it's only the first quarter, but you know, you're not far away from now or never territory of trying to still keep this a ball game.
There's the snap. Quarterback running down the left side. He's going to get a good gain here of about 8 yards.
We're back here. 3rd and 2 from the 40-yard line. Haleyville has the ball. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to keep it once again. And he's going to have just enough for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. Haleyville, once again, is relying heavy on their quarterback run here tonight. I don't believe they have ran anything else but their quarterback this drive, or this whole game, actually. Once again, Fisher Seymour in the backfield. He's actually got a running back to his right now. Don't have a number, but I will get that to you as soon as possible, as they are standing pretty much right in front of us. So we're actually going to get a timeout from Haleyville, as they did not like what they saw. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Get Up Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
When it comes to securing a home loan, you want someone who knows the ropes and can guide you every step of the way. That's where Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage comes in.
I'm Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage Group. You can reach me at 256-338-2920. And whether it's your first time buying a home or your fifth time, we'd love the opportunity to serve you and your family in all your home financing needs.
Josh Phillips and Maven Mortgage. Their name says it all. Experience you can trust, knowledge that works for you. With one phone call, you can take the next step toward your dream home with Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage. Your home, your future. Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. 256-338-2920. 256-338-2920. NMLS number 338177.
Looking to buy or sell your home? You can trust a team that treats you like family.
We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty, a husband and wife real estate duo with deep roots and unmatched knowledge of the market.
We know every corner, every neighborhood, and what it takes to get you you the best deal.
And our top priority, you. From your first showing to final closing, we're by your side every step of the way. Because when you work with us, you're not just a client, you're family. We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty. Real estate with heart, hustle, and hometown care.
You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at the Warhurst Team Realtors.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network. Sorry for the long ad break. It is now 3rd and 4 from the 50-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3 from the 50-yard line as we have been having some technical difficulties with the board. I'm sorry. Here's a snap, run up the left side. He's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 2 from the 49-yard line of Good Hope. And guys, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Swapped out of headphones. I do have a guest here tonight. It is Kanan Jones.
Once again, a Good Hope alumni I graduated with.
Which y'all heard him as we swapped headsets earlier to try to figure something out. Tyler Bird trying to get the crowd hyped up. Seymour in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to get rocked. I don't know if he got it. He's going to be short. Good Hope's defense, another stand.
Back-to-back week with huge stands.
As I believe it was Ross Clark and Kane Anderson making the hit to bring down the quarterback after maybe a gain of 1. Kanan, how do you feel about this Good Hope defense?
It looks good. I was from any game, I was thinking about that. Last year, like you were saying, they only their whole team 6 months into the game, and the third year they got based on them. But that's just testing Coach Scott. He gets the players to buy in, and he gets you to buy in.
But here on first down, draw back to pass. Parker Johnson, he's going to find Aiden Young. Aiden Young going to make a man miss, and he's going to get up a gain of about 8 right there. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit the add button. That's pretty embarrassing on my part, but I'm trying to fix our problem here. Hopefully we've got it fixed this time, but it is 1st and 10. Good Hope from the 35-yard line. Once again, your score here 14-0 with a minute and a half remaining. Good Hope is up over the Haleyville Lions. Mason Drake in the backfield with Carson Hollis to his right. Here's a snap. We actually got a throw out to Parker Johnson, which is weird. We usually don't see the running back throw to the quarterback, but he's going to make a couple man miss. He's going to get a gain of about 7 here. And we never saw really many trick plays in school.
It's pretty easy to keep simple, though, when you have Shannon Miller and his runners in the backfield. It's just insane actually to receiver.
It's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 27-yard line. Here's a snap. Parker Johnson drops back to pass. He's got all day in the pocket. He's going to roll out to his left. Once again, left-handed quarterback, and he's going to sell it over Tyler Bird's head, but he was open in the middle of the field. They actually backed this up a yard from the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 27-yard line. I'd go back to what's been working all night, and that's running the ball. Here's a snap. Here's the handoff to Mason Drake. Once again, here he goes. 20, 15. He's going to be brought down at around the 12-yard line, but once again, Mason Drake with a big run for the Good Hope Raiders. That's going to be good for Josh Phillips and Maven Mortgage. First down, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Good Hope Raiders looking to score again. It's 14-0, 20 seconds left as the first quarter winds down. I don't see us making another play before the second quarter. Nope, as the offense is already walking off the field. But as we go to break here first, it's going to be 1st and 10 when we come back from the 13-yard line. Once again, your Good Hope Raiders is up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
Are you looking for a reliable ride at the lowest prices in town with financing? PNC Auto has you covered. Finance options for all credit types, good, bad, or ugly. Plus, a free vehicle report is available for each listing. You can get pre-qualified today online at mypcauto.com. And they offer a free 90-day powertrain warranty or free maintenance for a year. No, we're not kidding. Chad Johnson and Paul Carpenter are ready to help you drive away happy today. Chad is available at 256-493-2491, or Paul can be reached at 256-339-9932. PNC Auto on Highway 278 just past the Methodist Church, or online at mypcauto.com.
Live 95 is brought to you in part by Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, now with several locations across the state, but still located in the heart of Cullman County. They are a proud sponsor of Cullman Community Radio on Live 95. Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Once again, it's the start of the second quarter. Your score here, 14-0, the Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. Here's a snap. Throw out to Carter Rutherford. He's just going to walk in for a Good Hope Raider touchdown, but here's a flag late. This is a late flag here. As it stands right now, that is a Carter Rutherford touchdown. As they bundle up here at around the 20-yard line, the referees do. Be holding against the Good Hope Raiders. Once again, this was a problem last week. If you listen to me and Tyson, as we had 9 first half penalties. Actually, I believe they called a personal foul because that was a 15-yard penalty. That's going to back us up to the 25-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, and we won't be able to get a first down until the 3-yard line. Once again, if you're listening here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, your score here, 14-0. A flag just brought back the previous touchdown. So here we are doing it again. We're going to go back to the traditional shotgun. Mason Drake to Parker Johnson's right. And this is going to be a delay of game. Going Coach Scott is not happy because that's just going to back us up 5 more yards, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, and you've got to get 28 yards just to get a first down. But you got 3 downs to do it, an experienced quarterback, and a great young receiving core. Here's the snap. Parker Johnson, he's going to fake it to the running back. He's going to keep it. He's got a huge hole at the middle. He's going to stiff arm a man, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds right at.
Yeah, that's should be a late hit there.
Yeah, we've got people shoving and pushing, and yeah, Coach Scott is livid. Yep, and here comes the flag. Coach Scott usually is not the one to show his butt, but that was a late hit for sure.
I'm not so sure they're not going to call this on Coach Scott.
I think that's what they got him for, because he was giving the ref an earful down here on the sideline. As you hear the Get Up Raider faithful here below us, as we have the windows open. I'm thinking this is going to be on Coach Scott. I would be surprised if it wasn't, because he was giving the ref an earful, and the ref, dramatically pulled his flag out and threw it backwards 15 yards. Didn't care where he threw it. He just threw it.
I've never been on the receiving end of a Coach Scott butt chewing, but I've heard that it's not fun. So
No.
I know that refs had a fun time getting that earful.
Yeah, no, growing up, we always had heard from our friends that you never wanted to get a butt chewing from Coach Scott, and as he is coming out on the field, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't throw another one right here. But it's going to be, once again, another 15-yard penalty after the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and, Birmingham at this point.
The ref that threw the flag is still yet to pick the flag up. I guess now we're going to decide to do that.
Yeah, but that is a personal foul on Coach Scott. But I felt like we missed about 3 or 4 flags on that play, because after the play, a Haleyville player had a Goodo player pinned down to the ground, and Carter Rutherford went over there and had to shove him off of him. Once again, as you listen, it's 14-0. 11 and a half minutes left to go in the second quarter, But as Coach Scott was just trying to get an explanation here, he's walking back to the sideline. He's going to get his guys fired up. He is still not happy. As the Get Up Raider fans are not happy because the referees did not signal any call that has backed us up 15 yards. It's actually going to be 1st and goal, or not goal, excuse me. It's going to be 1st and 34 from the 38-yard line. Got to get to the 3 to gain a first down, but here's Parker Johnson. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking out. He's got Carter Rutherford downfield. Good throw, good catch, good block down the field by Mason Drake. Oh, that's a touchdown. 5. Touchdown Raiders. Once again, if you missed it, Good Hope just scored a touchdown on a 1st and 34 after 3 flags that brought them back. Point is up and good for Titus Montgomery for the Get Up Raiders. He's 3 for 3 on the night. Your score here, 21-0. 11 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter. We're having all kind of problems here up here in the booth. But as Titus Montgomery sets the ball down at the 40-yard line, he's going to look to his left. He's going to look to his right. He's going to get ready to kick this one off to the Haleyville Lions. Once again, your score here, 21-0. 11 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Here's the kick. It's going to be just another poocher. Fair catch called by Haleyville, and he's going to fall down on it. That's number 22, Peyton Rogers for the Haleyville Lions, who caught a fair catch and just caught it and fell. But where it stands, it's going to be 1st and 10 Haleyville from the 38-yard line of Good Hope, as we are working right to left here. Once again, the defense does look great for the Good Hope Raiders. The offense has picked up right where it left off the last 2 weeks. But here we are, 1st and 10, 38-yard line. Haleyville with the ball, working right to left. Fisher Seymour still at the quarterback. He's going to drop back, and he's actually going to look for the pass for the first time. He's going to get brought down. Mason Drake. Mason Drake coming like a cannon shot out of, or a cannonball shot out of a cannon, excuse me. Come rushing around the edge, and Seymour did not have a chance to even look downfield before he was getting spun around. Here's the snap, here's the handoff. And he's going to get nowhere. That's number 32, Braden Hood. But there is a penalty marker on the field.
I believe this is going to be on Haleyville. Number 72 after the play. Showed a Good Hope play over the pile.
Yep, I hear the Good Hope fans cheering. This one will be walked back. And if that's after the play, it should be a 15-yard penalty. And a loss of down. So we'll see how they set this up. Yep, the referees are running back 15 yards. As we look right now, it's going to be 2nd down. I don't know if they give them a loss of down, even though it was a dead ball penalty. Nope. They're going to keep the down, but once again, it is 2nd. Nope. They did change it to 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 33 from the 15-yard line of Good Hope. This is a passing down for Haleyville. We've only seen one pass attempt, and he got sacked, but here's a snap. It's going to be a screen pass. He's going to make Mason Drake miss, but he's going to get popped. He's going to get popped by Cody Stevens after a gain of about 8 here, but it's still 4th and a country mile. Here comes the punt unit out for Haleyville. Carter Rutherford back at around the 50 to receive the punt. Once again, Carter Rutherford has 2 of the 3 touchdowns here tonight. Dangerous returner as well. The referees are having a hard time spotting the ball here. Your score here, 21-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. With 9 minutes to go, the clock is still running. We got the game clock running, but no. Here we go. They got the play clock running, but the punter back. Number 52, Stephen Howard out here to punt for Haleyville. There's the snap. There's the punt. It's a lot better than the first one, but still a little wobbly. But that's going to be picked up by Carter Rutherford, but he's not going to get far. He's only going to get a gain of about 5 after the return. Where Good Hope is going to set shop. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of the Good Hope Raiders. Johnson in the backfield. Here's a snap. Handoff to Mason Drake. Mason Drake makes man miss, but he's not going to get past the second one. Actually, he made him miss. He's still moving. He's going to get spun around for a tackle here. After it seemed like he gained 3 yards, from my perspective, he only gained 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from the Good Hope 41 as we are working left to right here at James Shable Stadium. Your score here, 21-0. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Here's the snap. Parker Johnson acts like he's got it. He's going to look down. Carson Hollis has the ball. He's going to truck through one defender. He's still going. But he's going to be brought down, not after a gain of about 20 yards up to the 18-yard line of Haleyville. But that's going to be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down as your Good Hope Raiders are trucking down the field. Here's a snap. Here's the pop pass to Carter Rutherford. He's going to take it upfield. He's going to make a couple man miss. He's got one more man to beat. He fumbled in the end zone, but they're actually going to roll him down at the 1-yard line. That's not only an overpowered play in the video game if you play it, but that is an overpowered play in high school football as well. Just a quick snap to the quarterback, and he's just going to pop it right out to the wide receiver coming in motion, and that was Carter Rutherford coming across the field. But that's going to be good for Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. I would just expect a handoff here. But we are in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Actually, quarterback keeper. He's going to truck through a defender. I don't know if he got there, though. Nope. They rolled it good. Touchdown, Raiders. Parker Johnson with a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Again, Titus Montgomery here to kick the extra point. It's up. And once again, it's good. Your score here, 28-0 with a little over 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Your Good Hope Raiders lead the Haleyville Lions. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. As Titus Montgomery sets the ball at the 40-yard line, he's going to look left, he's going to look right, make sure his kickoff team is ready. Once again, I just see a kick going to number 22 for Haleyville. Here's the kick. It's a sky kick. 22 calling for the fair catch again, and he's going to get it right at the 37-yard line where the last few have ended up. But it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. The Haleyville Lions will set shop to start here. And this Haleyville offense just can't find nothing going for them.
Well, it's like I referred to earlier. It appeared, just based on the first drive, and since then, they were going to be very reliant on that quarterback run. And, but if you're going to be relying on it, it's got to be give you touchdowns or your defense has to get stops, because now you're almost forced to pass the ball. And 2 plays we've seen you pass the ball, your line's getting blown up. There's not much going on. You just got to start digging into your, 28-0 material. I don't know.
Well, here's a snap. He's looking back to pass. He's got a man. Oh, and it's going to be picked off by Cody Stevens. Cody Stevens going to make a man miss. He's going down the sideline. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Raiders. And then as you brought up, that was not 28-0 material as he dropped back to pass, and Cody Stevens said, the user. This Good Hope Raiders offense looks great, but this defense looks even better here in the 3rd game of the season for us. Cody Stevens dropped back in coverage, made a huge interception for this Good Hope team. But here's Titus Montgomery here to kick again. Snap, hold, kick is up, and once again it's good. Your new score here, 35-0. Good Hope over the Haleyville Lions. I'm sorry, I blanked there. Once again, I do want to thank the sponsors that get to allow me to do this every week. Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adamaker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorney, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. Once again, here's Titus Montgomery kicking off here. Once again, I do just expect the pooch kick to number 22, and there it is. This one's a little more wobbly. And actually, number 33 is going to come up with it. Bryant Lay, he's going to get the fair catch right at the 35-yard line. So that's where Haleyville will set shop, at the 35-yard line. If they know anything about 35 here, they're down 35 points, and their offense hasn't done nothing. They probably got 35 yards all game. It's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. The Haleyville Lions looking to go down the field and hopefully finding some kind of life here in the second quarter. 35-0, just a little under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Your Good Hope Raiders are up over the Haleyville Lions. Empty backfield for Seymour. Here's the snap. He's just going to keep it once again. And he's going to make Mason Drake miss. Oh, he's got a lot of room. But Ross Clark's going to chase him down, but not after a gain of about 20. As we have a Haleyville line down at around the 40-yard line. But that's good. But that play right there is good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. Once again, we just seen the quarterback just drop back and, didn't check up, tucked the ball and ran it, and that time it worked. But honestly, he had Mason Drake had him in the backfield, missed his tackle, and what looked like he was gone. Surprisingly, our defensive lineman that was playing close to us, and it was a far side run, chased him down and made the tackle.
Yeah, that play shows. The quarterback for Haleyville, seems like a very athletic kid, has a lot of speed. Like you said, Mason Drake had him in the backfield, just made a miss, but I don't know. If it works, and if that's what you run, you got to run it. You can't, change up your game plan now. You can't just put in new plays, but just being down 35-0, you're going to need a whole lot more plays like that just to make this a ball game.
Once again, if you're just joining us, your score here, 35-0. Good Hope over Haleyville with a little under 7 minutes to go as the Haleyville player is up, walking over to the sideline. He's in the huddle. He's going to have to come off a play. Once again, after the huge run by Fisher Seymour of the Haleyville Lions, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Good Hope. Once again, just the quarterback in the backfield. Fisher Seymour. I would expect just another quarterback keeper right here. Here's the snap. It was almost over his head, but he's going around the right side. He's going to make a couple man miss. He's going to get a man of about 7 here, but he's going to be brought down by number 27, Hunter Miller, one of the linebackers, the young linebackers in the middle of the field there. It's going to be 2nd and 2 from the 35-yard line of Good Hope. Haleyville's offensive drive here looking promising after one big run by the quarterback and another one right there. Snap to Seymour once again, almost over his head. He's going to make another man miss, but he's got a lot of room. But Tyler Bird's going to bring him down at around the 8-yard line. But if you know Good Hope, you know they are not scared of goal line situations. As in week 1, we stopped Good Hope right at halftime at the goal line, and last week our JV defense stopped Fultondale's starting offense on the goal line as they were at the 2-yard line and had 4 plays to get in and still couldn't. But as the timeout is called here by the Good Hope Raiders after the drive has not looked so promising here on defense. Your defense is allowing a lot of yards right now, but you look to get off the field here. But when they come back, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line of Good Hope. It's going to be 1st and goal. But we all know in this situation, Coach Scott loves to call a timeout, get his guys set over here, especially right here at the goal line. If I'm Haleyville here, I don't swap it up. Your quarterback has made 3 huge runs here to get more yards than you have seen all night. But if you're Good Hope here, it's time to not fold. You can bend but not break here. Your score here, 35-0, 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in the second quarter. Your Good Hope Raiders lead the Haleyville Lions. Once again, quarterback in the backfield, Fisher Seymour by himself. Here's the snap. Once again, here's the quarterback run. And the cut worked perfectly. The defensive line cut the offensive line. I didn't see who brought him down. I think it was number 27 for Good Hope, Hunter Miller, with a huge tackle right there, and that's going to get a gain of nothing. And what I mean by cut, the defensive line dives on the ground at the offensive line. That gives a chance for your linebackers to come up and make a huge play like Hunter Miller did right there. Perfectly executed. We've seen it all these years, and it still works to this day. But once again, here we go. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Here's the snap. They're going to cut again. He's going to look up the field. And once again, the linebackers are going to get there. That's Carter Rutherford this time to bring him down after a gain of 2. The cutting of the D-line is working to perfection. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Haleyville's got 2 downs to get 7 yards here. I don't know if they want to take a field goal here, but they might. But if you're down 35-0, I don't expect you to bring a field goal unit out right here at the second quarter. Once again, 35-0. Good Hope over Haleyville. 4.5 minutes left. 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Here's the snap. It's over his head. He's going to look to pass. Nobody open. They're looking for intentional grounding. There was a receiver over in the area. I don't think we're going to get that call there. The receiver in the area is Carson Gilbert. Close down here, but it is going to be 4th and goal from the 7-yard line.
I was almost reminiscent. Who was almost his quarterback that year that played Chad Kelly? Played similar to that where he the ball spun around, ended up throwing a touchdown pass, but fortunate to come up with the ball in that situation. But 3 high snaps this drive.
Here we go. 4th and goal from the 7-yard line. It is a high snap right over his head. He's just going to have to fall on it right there from the 20-yard line. Once again, your Good Hope Raiders come up strong on a goal line stand. But this is nothing we are not used to. We seen last week Fultondale just couldn't find a center to snap the ball right to their quarterback. I think someone told me they had 11 fumbles just on snaps. It wasn't that good, but Good Hope's going to set shop here. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Giving Seth McLaughlin a run for his money.
It's going to be the pistol formation as Parker Johnson still in at quarterback. He's going to keep it on this one. He's going to make a couple man miss, and he's going to drive his way through the linebacker for a gain of about 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 26-yard line here. Once again, pistol formation. Here's the snap. Hand off to Mason Drake. Mason Drake making a one-man miss. He's got a lane up the middle. He's making all these guys miss. He got an open green. He's going to cut back. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Raiders. Second week in a row, Good Hope hangs up a 42 piece in the first half. Well, 41 as of we speak. I hope I didn't just jinx the kicker. But and could be saying this kicker wrong. I'm thinking it's Titus Montgomery, but it also could be Isaiah Owens. I have a hard time reading the jersey numbers as they're all squunched up on these jerseys.
Pretty sure it is Titus. Tyson just said.
That's what I was thinking. Titus Montgomery. Here's the field goal. It's up. Look good in here. Yes, it's good. Once again, your score here, 42-0. 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break as we get ready for the kickoff here on the Good Up Raiders Sports Network. Welcome back to the Get Up Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Yes, I was corrected. This is Titus Montgomery kicking off here. I have a hard time seeing these new jersey styles. They want to push them up in their back plate and everything. It's so hard to see, but here's the kick. Just a sky kick, which they have misdirected, and Good Hope's going to fall on it. Haleyville, this is just not your night, Haleyville. If you're a Haleyville Line fan, I'm sorry. This is just not your night. Number 33, Bryant Lay went there, and it was a much shorter pooch kick than we've saw. The most of them went back to the 35 and to the 30. This one was right at the 40, maybe the 41. It bounced back. We're going to have 1st and 10 from the 43, but they caught a fair catch. They did not receive it. Good Hope jumps on it. But it's 1st and 10 from Haleyville 43 as we are working left to right here. 3.5 minutes left. 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders are winning over the Haleyville Lions. Here's the snap. Hand off to Carson Hollis. He's got a lane up the middle. Another promising running back here. He's going to make a man miss. He's going to make another man miss, and he's going to fall down at around the 23-yard line. That's going to be good for Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. Once again, Good Hope fans, this is a promising young group of players.
I'm loving the looks out of that pistol formation right there. Affected to one fullback, handed it off to the other, and I'm just creating some misdirection and huge gain.
Once again, this pistol formation has worked all night. That was Carson Hollis that time, and we've seen plenty of running backs. I actually see a whole new group of running backs out there. I see number 23 out there, Colt Green. Here's the snap. Here's a handoff to one. I can't see a number right now. I want to say it's 24, Christian Elliott. Yep, 24, Christian Elliott. I mean, that was a whole new running back swap right there. Your score here, 42-0, 2.5 minutes left. Your Good Hope Raiders are up over the Haleyville Lions. And it looks like the JV squad has made it out on the field. That is the backup quarterback, number 10, Kanan Burgess. And here's a snap. It's going to go behind him. It's going to be picked up by number 24, Christian Elliott, and he's just going to fall on it right at the 33-yard line. But as we are rolling up on the 2 minutes here, there's no 2-minute warning here in high school football, but there is a 2-minute warning podcast. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast. We're looking to make this a lot bigger, maybe go to the YouTube side of things, but here we are, 42-0, 1 minute and 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Your Good Up Raiders up over the Haleyville Lions. Kanan Burgess back at quarterback. Here's a snap. He's going to hand off to Colt Green. Colt Green, who's every bit of probably 5'5" out there, making a couple man miss and be brought down at around the 30-yard line.
It's almost like watching Deuce Vaughn running with all those Cowboys linemen out there.
Yeah. And that's no hate to the parents of or grandparents of Colt Green. Colt Green there. It's just he looks so short compared to all these other guys. They're just so much bigger than him. But the kid's got heart. He's out there playing football, and that's something I can't say I ever done was play football besides in middle school. So I'm gonna give him kudos here.
I wouldn't be toting the rock against any high schoolers. I started playing high school in 8th grade for that reason, or football, or high school for that reason.
Here's a snap to Christian Elliott. He's going to try to stiff arm a man off of him, but he's not going to get nowhere. That was 4th down. We're just going to give the ball back here to the Haleyville Lions. We're up 42-0. 50 seconds left here in the first half. Once again, that was the JV. The starting unit actually started that drive. They got us down the field. They got us down, probably 30 yards on the first play. We've seen a whole new running back swap with Parker still at quarterback. And then we saw Kanan Burgess come in. They probably wasn't expecting to get this much playing time early on in this game, but here we are. But here comes Haleyville out. Fisher Seymour still back there at quarterback. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. And he's going to be met by 3 red jerseys. I see number 19, Ross Clark. I see number 3, Cody Stevens. And there's one more Raider that helped out there. I'll get his number 27, Hunter Miller. As these 3 kids, I've called their names on defense almost all night. But with 30 seconds left here in the first half, your Good Hope Raiders are up 42-0 over the Haleyville Lions. 2nd and 11 from the 26-yard line. Here's the snap. Fisher drops back. He's just going to bomb one deep. He's got a man wide open. That's Carson Gilbert. Big hit. He got the ball. Big hit. I see a flag down. We got pushing and shoving going on everywhere. And there's another flag. Carson Gilbert still hasn't got up. We've got pushing and shoving everywhere. We got the quarterback pushing and shoving out here. Who was that? Number 13, Tucker Keefe, lit up Carson Gilbert back here. He was not paying attention. He saw Tyler Bird coming to his right and did not ever check up to Tucker Keefe coming to his left, and he got rocked.
That was a beautiful route and beautiful pass. Just caught it and was looking at the safety coming from the inside and just didn't see Tucker Keefe coming. Absolutely leveled.
But as we do love the big hit here, we also do not like to see what we see here, and that is a hurt player down on the field. We are going to take a break as they are looking at him. We'll be right back when we get up Raider Sports Network.
Guthrie's Auto Service has been providing quality automotive service since 1985. Located in Cullman on Eva Road, just north of 157, Guthrie's Auto Service is a AAA approved and Napa Auto Care Center, meaning their repair work is warranted up to 3 years or 36,000 miles. And because they're part of the Napa Auto Care Network, their work is also warranted at over 14,000 Napa Auto Care locations across the country. Terry Guthrie and his team are award-winning, collecting Napa's Auto Care Center of the Year for the Nashville Distribution Center and a People's Choice Award in 2020. More information is online at Guthrie'sAutoservice.net.
Powering the good life. That's what Cullman Electric Cooperative does. Reliable, affordable electricity to keep your home running and Sprout Fiber Internet to keep you connected with blazing fast Wi-Fi for home, school, and work. They are proud to support the student athletes, cheerleaders, and band members who bring energy and pride to our community every single day. Cullman Electric Cooperative and Sprout Fiber Internet. Powering the good life.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. If you just missed it, Carson Gilbert had a huge gain going down the field and got absolutely rocked by Tucker Keefe. And we don't condone any kind of injuries here. We don't want to see anybody get hurt, so we are glad to see him up and walking over to the sideline. They brought the card out, which is never a good look if you're a fan of football. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. You want to beat a team at their best. So I'm glad to see him up and moving around. He looks like he's alert over there on the sideline. That's going to be the end of the half. As your score here is 42-0 over the Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. Kanan, as we are just a couple minutes away from our halftime break as well. Now that we actually got your microphone working, once again, if you just want to walk us through, your journey to be here, Kanan, you're one of my biggest friends growing up through middle school and high school, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to bring you on this week.
Hey, this is awesome, man. I remember always talking about it, me, you, and some of our other friends. We'd get in those PlayStation parties or in just group chats, just text them, just, talk about sports, talk about how cool it'd be to be able to broadcast and, commentate games. And, it's really awesome seeing what you and our other friend we graduated with, Drew Isherwood, and our friend Jacob Wright, what y'all are doing with y'all's podcast. And it's just an incredible opportunity. And it was awesome to be here, too. Just as I was referring to earlier, just the environment. That's why I love that about sports. That's what I would love about commentating. Just the fans, the band, the players. It's just all of it at one. It's like, it makes a band. It's just beautiful. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, man. And I'm actually appreciative of you coming on here. And, Jay Fuller, thank you for letting me get the opportunity to bring on one of my good buddies. And, you texted me a couple days ago and said that this is something you wanted to get into. And, I was like, well, a couple home game stretch. I ain't got nobody up here with me. I'm going to bring you on this week. And if I ain't got nobody next week, I'll probably get you to come back if you wouldn't mind. And, I've got a couple guys who want to come up here and join me. But we will get to that in a moment. But once again, your score here, 42-0, Good Hope over Haleyville. Offense come out firing on all cylinder. Defense looks great. Kanan, this is your first game of the year, I believe. This is the first one you've come to. In your opinion, it's hard to judge a football team after what we saw our senior year, as we saw a special group of kids play. But, this right here, we didn't see 42-0 beatdowns at halftime. So your opinions right here in the first half?
No, this is the first one I've caught this year. I don't think I caught one last year. I kept up with them, though. And, I was aware there was one point, it was late in the season, too. We were holding teams to just 6 points a game. Then I know we bumped into Fairview, and that kind of upped our average a little bit. But, the defense looks great. We have guys flying off the edge, linebackers coming up to make plays. And really, too, what it comes down to is, those defensive linemen, it's not going to look pretty. It's not going to be, you're not getting in the backfield making great plays, but they're hitting their gaps. They're sitting in those gaps and closing the gaps where the linebackers are able to come up and make plays. And it's a testament to Coach Scott. I had a buddy when we were in high school, and he played defensive line, and he loved his job. He talked about it, and he said, it's not always the prettiest thing, but he loved doing it. And because Coach Scott, he makes sure they know how important that job is. It might not be the prettiest thing. It's not going to have a lot of stats, but it's huge, and it helps out your teammates. And the offense is amazing as well. Mason Drake, I've heard about him running over everybody for the past few years. And he is, they're wrapping him up, and he's several plays, broke 3-4 tackles. Carter Rutherford's look great as well.
Yeah, Carter Rutherford's one of my good buddies. Last year I worked sideline. Y'all didn't get to hear me much up here in the booth. A couple games I got to work up here, but on the sideline, I grew a good relationship with all these kids. But Carter Rutherford looked great in the first half, and here we are, Tyson. Good to see you, brother. But we're going to take a short break and enjoy this Haleyville band. I haven't got to see them this year. So we'll be back on the Good Hope Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
In 1952, 7 men at an aluminum plant banded together and started Lister Hill Credit Union, $5 each. Today, more than 92,000 have joined us, continuing the legacy of supporting themselves and the community through Lister Hill. It's all about we and what we can do together.
Cullman Appliance Repair is now Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, now servicing your heating and air needs as well. Servicing most models and brands, they can be found on Facebook or Google for those appliance or HVAC repair needs. Proudly supporting Cullman area athletics and collegiate football. When that appliance or HVAC system frustrates you and you're in need of a repairman, Robert Brantley and his team are ready to help. They're available via call or text at 256-507-3415 or on Facebook, Google, or online at CullmanApplianceRepair.com. Alabama HVAC number 22238.
Founded in 1887, Cullman Savings Bank serves the people of Cullman with a full line of banking services. One of those services is their legacy checking account, available to those 50 plus, military, teachers, policemen, and firefighters. It features no monthly service charge, interest earned on any balance, free paper or e-statements, and 2 free boxes of checks per year, along with other features. You can stop by any one of 4 convenient locations and ask them about the legacy checking account, or visit www.CullmanSavingsBank.com for more information. Cullman Savings Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and Duck Goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Tisha Brewer will make it easy and affordable to help protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you'd do anything for, life insurance could mean everything.
I'm Tisha at Tisha Brewer State Farm. We're located behind Cook's Pest Control at 909 Fisher Street. You can reach us at 256-734-4645. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Coolest places right here in Cullman. It's Cleaning and More Cullman on County Road 437. Cleaning and More Cullman has reliable and professional residential and commercial cleaning services tailored to your needs. And I know because we use Cleaning and More Cullman at the Warhurst Team Realtors for our buyers and sellers. Cleaning and More Cullman is more than just cleaning supplies. They have janitorial supplies like trash can liners of all sizes, cleaning supplies, mops, brooms, paper towels, they have it all. Plus concession stand and restaurant supplies like cups, cutleries, plates, to-go containers, bags, straws, nacho trays, even popcorn bags. Cleaning and More Cullman has it all. Need climate control storage? How about 10 by 10, 10 by 15, and 10 by 20 units? And they even have the U-Haul trucks to carry your stuff. You can check them out at cleaningandmorecullman.com. You can get info at info@cleaningandmorecullman.com, or the way I like, you can dial them up at 256-736-9944. 256-736-9944. Cleaning and More Cullman. County Road 437. Under the big white sign with the U-Hauls.
Cracked windshield? Don't wait. Call the pros at Odin's Auto Glass in Cullman. From chips to full replacements, Odin's gets you back on the road fast. With honest prices, top quality glass, and service you can trust. Locally owned, family run, and proud to serve Cullman and North Alabama for over 40 years. Odin's Auto Glass, where safety meets service. You can call 256-734-2800 or stop by their location on Highway 31 North in Cullman. Odin's Auto Glass, we'll see you through it. Proud sponsors of the Cullman County Sports Network.
Plus One Heating and Air. We believe in more than just fixing your HVAC system. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing top-notch service with a smile. Whether it's installation, repairs, or maintenance, you can trust Plus One Heating and Air to get the job done right the first time.
I've never experienced service like this before. Plus One Heating and Air not only fixed my heating system promptly, they also ensured everything was running smoothly. They truly care about their customers.
So when you're in need of heating and air services, remember the company that's willing to walk that extra mile for you. Plus One Heating and Air, where trust meets exceptional service.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Once again, your score here as the Get Up Raider band is getting ready to take the set to do their halftime show. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. These stairs are getting to me walking up and down here. But we haven't done this yet, and it's one of my favorite things to do. We're going to get to the Odin's Auto Glass big glass scoreboard here. We're going to call out some of the scores from the games around the county. Cullman and Jasper. Jasper's up 16-14 playing in the second quarter over Cullman. At halftime, Fairview's up 21-0 over Ardmore. Listen, important implications to coming to the end of the year. The score at halftime, 21-8, West Point over Lawrence County. Once again, your score here, 42-0. Good Hope over the Haleyville Lions. Playing in the second quarter, Hansville is winning a football game, guys. Hansville is up 28-20 over Carbon Hill. Beaumont is up 15-0 over Midfield. Hey, and by the way, Hansville, congratulations. You had Fox 6 there. That is a big thing. You were there. You were the pep rally of the week, the sideline pep rally of the week. Kudos to y'all. I'm glad y'all are winning. Playing in the second quarter still. Holly Pond over Brindley Mountain 40-6. As Kanan Jones is joining us back on the microphone here. Cold Springs is up 22-0 at halftime over Cleveland. And guys, we play this team in a couple weeks, and I've seen nothing but scoring out of this team. Addison is up 53-0 over Cherokee at halftime. Guys, they said coming into this year, this is the best football team they've had in many years now, and they are proving it, guys. That team is lighting up the scoreboard week in and week out. That right there is your Odin's Auto Glass big glass scoreboard.
Is your band ready?
As the good old band sets shop here. We have a Ball with the Ball by Kid Rock playing over the speakers. This right here is a fun one. If you have yet to come out to watch this band perform, this is a fun one. We got to see their full performance last week, but Kanan, first half, defense showing why they're the number one in the state, not allowing many points. Offense showing why they're number 6 in the state, scoring a lot of points, 42-0. Like we talked about, this is your first one you've caught in the past couple of years. Parker Johnson at quarterback. Last year he was the starting quarterback coming into the year. Got an early injury at West Point. Tyler Cone come in and he's just never looked back. Parker Johnson, your first thoughts on Parker Johnson, the left-handed quarterback? It feels like we've never seen a left-handed quarterback here at Good Hope High School, but yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. There was one play specifically, it was back when he was having those difficulties, and so I didn't say anything about it. The pocket collapsed just all around him, and he didn't panic. He didn't look around to run. He just stood up in the pocket, took the hit. I mean, and threw touchdown passes when we had those 3 penalties back to back to back. I mean, and that was impressive to me, and I like how they're using him. He's running the ball. I'm pretty sure there was one play that had him line up at receiver, and he just looks really good. Looks very composed. What'd you say, he was a junior?
Yeah, he's a junior.
I mean, just good composure for a junior. Obviously, they're comfortable with him throwing the ball. The coaching staff is. So, I mean, he's obviously showing them something, too, and I'm pretty impressed with him. Just all around. That play really stood out, though, and the pocket just collapsed, and all around him, guys everywhere, and he just didn't panic, just stood up in the pocket and delivered a perfect ball and ended up scoring a touchdown on it.
Yeah, and the defense, once again, we have always specialized in here at Good Hope High School. We know our senior year we didn't allow many points, but when we did, it was a lot. Madison Academy scoring 35 on us in a game that ended up being 35-28, but that was a fun one if you were here. Cold one, but fun one. our senior year, we played a lot of close games, but they weren't high scoring. We beat Addison. Once again, a team that we're going to play. It seems like every year we've got Addison on our lineup, and we're their homecoming, they're ours every year. But that year, our senior year, everybody praises our play from that year. Ethan Anderson, Tanner Malin, a couple good guys that I know. Man, this team right here, listen, I love those guys our senior year, but me being able to call these games, this team is special to me, being my second year doing football, first year doing play-by-play. Once again, our broadcasts here aren't perfect, but we are getting better. Man, this team is special to me. This team looks great. Once again, you can't help the area you fell in. That's just something AHSAA gives you, and you just have to play it. But at the same time, you got to look at these teams like these are also high school players. They're just, they're just normal people like, these Good Hope players are. But these Good Hope players are special. These kids come out, they practice hard every week. I get to talk to Coach Scott all the time. They give me an opportunity to be able to watch film throughout the week. I get to get a really good game plan coming into the week, and I love that about Coach Scott. One of the greatest guys you'll ever meet in your life if you ever get to talk to him. This team right here is special. Coach Scott talked about him coming into the year. He felt like he was very confident in his group of guys and his quarterback and Parker Johnson. And Parker Johnson has showed it. He's got speed. He can run the ball. Not only can he run the ball, he can bomb you deep. We've seen it last week. We've seen it this week. This week, he hasn't really thrown the ball deep, but he has made good plays in the backfield to be able to help his receivers get open. And Carter Rutherford, of course, making huge plays. Carter Rutherford, one of my best friends, honestly, now, really good kid, and just want to say, if there's any colleges listening, give that kid a shot. Kid's got speed. Kid can catch the ball. Got good size for a wide receiver. But before we take another break, Kanan, you got anything else to say about this Good Hope Raiders team?
I wanted to kind of add on to what you said about Coach Scott. And all the coaches, even especially during our time at Good Hope, just amazing people. They were tremendous at coaching the sport that you love and they love, but they always made sure you had a clear vision that there's more to life than just the sport you were playing, and they develop you to become successful and great young men and young women. And even Coach Scott, I never played for Coach Scott, but I still remember this day. I had his class. It was like second period, and we're leaving class, and I was still in there because I was writing a few more notes down. And it was during basketball season, and he told me that he appreciated what I did for the basketball team, and I didn't have a crazy big role. I wasn't a superstar on the team, but it was just cool. Somebody that you respect, saying that they respect you and what you do for your team, and it means a lot. Just from a good person like that, and he's obviously a great sports mind, so it just meant a lot. And I have tremendous respect for Coach Scott. And if you talk to any of the former players, and I'm sure even the current ones, it's nothing but respect and just how much they love the guy and the impact that he made on those kids.
Yeah, and if you're a Good Hope alumni and you have any kind of knowledge about Coach Scott, he's a good Christian man. He tries to lead all these kids to the Lord as much as possible. I believe he teaches a class on Wednesday nights at his church that he goes to. He really believes in, he really stands on what he believes, and I think that's a big thing nowadays in this world, is standing on what you believe. And once again, he's a really great guy. I get an opportunity to speak with him every week doing this, and just before games, he's just standing at the 50-yard line locked in, and I could just walk up and he just gives me the biggest smile, a hug, a handshake, and he says, "Tony, I'm glad to see you." And Coach Scott, I'm always glad to see you, brother. I'm glad that, you're still coaching Good Hope football to this day, and I hope you do this for many more years, because I do enjoy every opportunity that you give these kids. And not only do you give these kids, you give me by letting me get a press box up here and letting me call these football games. The parents are appreciative of what we get to do here at Cullman's Live 95.5, calling these games. They love to hear their kids' names being called, and I love to call their names because, these kids, we all have something in common. We love Good Hope. We're all Raider fans at the bottom of our heart. And if you're listening, I do appreciate you listening. Once again, your score here, 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. And we're going to take a quick break before we come back for the second half, right here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
Hey, Cullman fans, when it's game time, it's It's pizza time, and nobody brings the flavor like Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition with the original recipe since 1968. We're talking fresh, made from scratch dough, zesty signature sauce, and a mountain of melty cheese. Still made with the same recipe you've loved for over 55 years. You can dine in or carry out and taste the hometown tradition that's been winning since day one. Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition, and still making it the way we used to, because that's how Cullman likes it.
In today's world, broadband internet is an absolute necessity. Unfortunately, the large cable and phone companies only provide broadband internet where it's profitable for them. For the rest of us, there's Cyber Broadband. Providing internet service since 2004, Cyber utilizes a small radio antenna to deliver broadband where cable and DSL don't go. You can join the 21st century today with Cyber Broadband, supporting streaming, VPN access, and everything else you've been wanting to do with that slow internet connection. It's Cyber Broadband for the win. They can be found online at cyberbroadband.net or look them up on Facebook.
When it comes to securing a home loan, you want someone who knows the ropes and can guide you every step of the way. That's where Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage comes in.
I'm Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage Group. You can reach me at 256-338-2920. And whether it's your first time buying a home or your fifth time, we'd love the opportunity to serve you and your family in all your home financing needs.
Josh Phillips and Maven Mortgage. Their name says it all. Experience you can trust, knowledge that works for you. With one phone call, you can take the next step toward your dream home with Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage. Your home, your future. Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. 256-338-2920. 256-338-2920. NMLS number 338177.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Once again, I'm Tony Thompson, joined by Kanan Jones, another Good Hope alumni up here. Your score here, 42-0 at halftime, as we are coming to an end of the halftime break. We're going to start the third quarter. I think we kicked off first, so we should be receiving the ball here going into the third quarter. I don't see the starters, maybe one possession at the most. I see them playing. Other than that, we will be seeing the JV squad for most of this second half. There's going to be no hot clock, as you know. Last week we were up 42-0 at halftime. Actually, we were up 45-0 at halftime, and they hot clocked the whole second half. Listen, no hate here. Very, very unprofessional refereeing group, as we saw last week at the Fultondale game. They were just ready to get out of there, and they showed it. But and I was correct. The Good Up Raiders will start with the ball in the second half here. Looks like the starting kickoff unit's out there. I got C. Tyler Bird down here talking to a referee. But back to receive the kick is number 1, Mason Drake, number 0, Carter Rutherford, and number 21, Carson Hollis. A few more running backs standing up close. Again, Tyson just jumped in here. Couldn't hear a word he said. I've got 2 headphones on. I'm sorry about that, Tyson. But as the kicker for Haleyville, number 42, Dustin Gable, gets the ball set at the 40-yard line. We've got our kickoff unit out there. Your score here, 42-0. The start of the third quarter. Here's the opening kickoff of the second half. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be a short kick. Riker Hancock here to receive, and he thought about returning it but fell down. No starting offense here to start out. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. The JV unit is out there for your Good Hope Raiders. I'd like to see him open the playbook with the JV squad here. I'd like to see the quarterback out here throwing the ball a little bit as we have a late bloomer out here. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. He's going to run it up the middle. He's not going to get much, maybe 2 yards at the most. Yeah. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 41-yard line. That right there. He's currently turned to the side. I'm trying to get a jersey number. I think that's number 28, Cullen Phillips. The student section was saying something to Coach Scott. He told him to, just back off on that one. But here's the snap. It's going to be fumbled. He's going to pick it up. He's going to have nowhere to go with it, but he's going to break one tackle, but he's not going to get further than that. Number 10, Kanan Burgess, playing quarterback for your Good Hope Raiders in the second half. I think these JV minutes mean a lot to these kids. This is the 3rd week in a row the JV has gotten to play. They played the whole 4th quarter against West Point. They played the whole second half against Fultondale, and now it looks like they're going to be playing the full second half here against Haleyville. These are big minutes because these are your guys, in a few years. These are going to be your starting players. Like I said, I'm not used to seeing JV players out here playing in the, especially not the whole second half. You usually don't see a Good Hope team up 42-0, but these past couple years, the offense has been super special. But here's a snap, Kanan Burgess. He's going to keep it on the right side. He's going to run straight through the defensive line, but he's not going to get anywhere. He's going to get maybe 3 yards. That's going to bring up 4th and 12.
Like you said, it's just huge minutes to JV too. It's good to get out there. It's good to get experience. And some of this stuff too, it's confidence building.
Yeah.
You're not used to playing these bigger guys at the, varsity level, but, you make some big plays, you get confidence in yourself, and that goes a long way. And then, like you mentioned too, these guys, they're next up. It's good to get some minutes and get some run against the bigger guys instead of just, being thrown into it. So, yeah, these are big minutes.
Carter Rutherford back here to punt the ball. Oh. It almost got blocked, but a really good punt. It's going to take a good Hope bounce. Number 7 is going to return it here. He's going to break a couple tackles, but he's got a bunch of red jerseys. And, oh, my goodness, he got laid out. I don't know who that was coming in. That was Riker Hancock coming in late and laying the boom. My apologies. That was number 6, Kane Berditis, actually, laying the boomstick right there.
Nice play by Tyler Bird out there, setting the edge, not letting him get outside. It's one of those jobs. It's not pretty. It's not going to get you the stats, but you keep the guy from getting outside. Let your teammates come and make the tackle, and right there, it's like you mentioned, just a boomstick.
Crazy enough, it looks like the starting defense is still out there. Or I see some of the starters. Here's the snap. Once again, a high snap for Haleyville. He's going to make a couple men miss. He's going to get a gain of about 9.
There's got to be a flag there.
Yep. And here comes a couple flags out on the field. I didn't exactly see what happened. Is that one going to be on Good Hope?
No, it'll be on Haleyville. One of their linemen wanted to do a Michael Orr impersonation and try to take him to the bus. It was time to go home. But
once again, the second week in a row where we've seen a flag-happy team or flag-happy football game, and Haleyville already sees their defeat here. They're already backing up, so you are correct. I did not get to see what was happening down here. I was seeing what was happening right here.
It's important for Haleyville. It's a tough game. You're down by a lot, but you just keep your composure. It's a tough game, and there's going to be moments like this, but the true test of your character is how you handle adversity. When things go bad, how do you handle it? How do you carry yourself? And, that there's still plenty of time in this game. It might not be enough time for a comeback, but, you can get some scores, get some confidence going into next week, see some things you like.
Yeah, but after the flag and the personal foul on Haleyville, it's going to be first and about 16. Excuse me. But here's a snap. It's another high snap for Haleyville, and he's just going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Who is that? Ross Clark coming around the edge. I don't know about you, Kanan, but I see him with a cowboy collar on, and that terrifies me. I don't want to see anybody.
Middle school.
I don't want to see anybody running at me with a cowboy collar on, because that means they are ready to lay down some hits.
I'd be more terrified, too. His team's up 4-2-0. He's came off the edge, made a big play, and he's still fired up. He was looking at his sideline, pumping up the players. These guys are still playing.
It's going to be second and about 20. Ball on the 25-yard line. Here's a snap. He's rolling out to his right. He's got a curl route wide open, and the receiver didn't even try to make a man miss or anything. He just fell straight to the ground after he caught it. But good catch. That's number 12, Devin Brazell. Once again, if I butchered that name, I am sorry. Don't have a pronunciation thing here. I just get a piece of paper with their names on it, and I have to guess what their name is or how it's pronounced. Well, once again, that was number 12, Devin Brazell. That's what we're going to call him here. But here we go. It's 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left. It's 3rd and 13 for Haleyville on the Good Hope 33-yard line. Here's a snap. Fisher going to keep the ball up the middle. He's got two red jerseys bringing him down. That's number 16, Kane Anderson, and number 21, Carson Hollis, to make the tackle there. Once again, the starting defense is still out here for the Good Hope Raiders. This is a punt. Yes, Tucker Keefe will be dropping back to make this punt. You only have 10 men on the field, Good Hope. Hope they don't realize that. Yep, number 51 is running back on the field. That is Braden Cofer running back on the field. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. That's a good one. It's the best one we've seen all night from the Haleyville punter, but that's going to give Tucker Keefe a chance to return, but he's going to bobble it, but he's still going to be able to pick it up, make a couple man miss. He's going to get down to about, here we go again. Yep, there's the flag. It seems like after every play, we have people shoving and pushing and fighting. That time it was number 17, Blake Cordes, finding a way to be brought down to the ground by a Haleyville Lion.
Well, it was positive. The Haleyville player was their quarterback, I want to say.
Once again, we are the Good Hope Raiders are up 42-0 with 5 minutes as the referees are spotting this one off. Yep, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Haleyville Lions. That's going to give Good Hope a first down and 10 from our own 35-yard line. You're in plus territory. Even though this is the JV squad, you have to make something out of this. once again, if you're Haleyville, you just got to keep your composure. This is getting out of hand. This is your 4th personal foul.
Well, and all it does, I mean, you're down 14-0 and you're mad about it. Well, now you're giving the offense good field position to score and make it worse. I mean, it was a good punt. It was one of the best punts the punters had the whole night, and it doesn't matter because we're just not keeping composure.
But once again, as the referees are actually calling teams off to the sideline, I do want to state it's hard for us to give y'all any indication. We're kind of just guessing at this point because the referees are not turning and telling us what's going on. Tyson coming here and told us about that at halftime. They're not giving us any indication of what is happening on the field. We're just taking a guess, but these obvious ones right here is the personal foul after the play. We've got pushing and shoving. After every play, it seems like a Haleyville player is pinning a Good Hope player to the ground, and it just starts something. But gladly, the referees are seeing the first man accused because usually the second player getting up, pushing and shoving that gets the flag called on them. But once again, as the referees are all circled around, I'm not sure exactly what is being talked about. Maybe what's for supper tonight.
I know if I'm in that student section, I'm already figuring out where me and my buddies are going to eat. B-dubs. Might go sit in the parking lot of Sonic. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but that's what we used to do.
Yeah. Well, usually if it's this bad of a beat, we never got to experience sound of this kind of game.
Yeah, I had to watch all the way through.
Yeah, we had to stress out to the 4th quarter. But once again, as Good Hope will set shop at the 35. The Good Hope 35-yard line is we're working right to left here. Your Good Hope Raiders are up 42-0 with 5.5 minutes left.
I'm with you. I would like to see them kind of open this playbook up with this JV offense.
Yeah, we got to give them a shot to see what they are about. But Cannon Burgess is still back here at quarterback. He's looking over to the sideline to get the play. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. A couple good blocks, but they're going to get off. I still believe this is the Haleyville starting defense out here. So if you can make something happen against Haleyville starting defense, that's a plus for your JV squad. As he's going to get a gain of 1 there. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 34-yard line. But like we keep talking about, let's open up the playbook for these JV kids. Let the kid, actually, no. The quarterback actually has a broken hand. I forgot about that. Let's not open up the playbook and throw the ball. Our backup quarterback suffered a broken hand in a JV game a couple weeks ago, and he's out there playing with a cast on. So, other than that, your third string at the time, as Webb Buchanan is still under his penalty, as we're going to call it here. He's in trouble, and he'll be out I think he'll be back next week, so that's a good sign. But the only other option at quarterback you have here, and we've talked to the coaches about it, is Carter Rutherford is your emergency quarterback. So, but here we are. Here's a snap, handoff. He's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 4th and 11 from the 36-yard line. But that is number 20, Jackson Richter, for the carry there. Actually, I'm wrong. That's number 28, Colin Phillips, with the handoff there. Here we go, our 4th and 11 from the 37-yard line. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. It's a good gain. That's a really good gain right there. He's not gonna have enough for the first down. He's gonna get up to the 31-yard line. It's gonna be a gain of 7 yards, but it's not gonna be enough to pick up the first down. That's gonna be a turnover on downs. It's gonna be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line for Haleyville's offense as they set shop here.
Love seeing this from the fans, cheering the JV squad coming off the field, and that's been one thing, kind of started our junior and senior year. It seemed like the stadiums got more packed. every week. The fans are really buying into it. You know, that really does go a long way with players in any sport. Just, you know, knowing that you have support and the community's behind you. And, you know, when the girls basketball team won state, the T-Show twins, they got up there and they talked about how huge the community was and they played a huge part of it. And it really does go a long way for players in any sport. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, no, I never got to experience that as a player of any sports because, you know, I tried out for the basketball team and, you know, I just didn't never make it. But playing or just being in the crowd, you know, I got to be just because I didn't make the team, I didn't take it out on, you know, my friends that played or the coaches that, you know, didn't give me the opportunity. I went to every game in the student section. We had a couple guys that even had the audacity to go down to the beach with y'all, you know, senior year to cheer y'all on. I did not. I watched Auburn's bowl game that year in Birmingham as they got beat by Houston, of course, so I should have went to the beach. But no, the crowd plays a big part in all this, and I've talked to a lot of players, ex-players, current players. They love what the crowd does, and over these last few years, it just seems like the stadium gets fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller. We've got these nice red seats down here that you can pay to sit in, so your back don't hurt as bad from sitting in the bleachers. But here we are, 1st and 10, Haleyville from the Good Hope 30. As we're working left to right here, it looks like we do have a quarterback change for the Haleyville Lions. I'll get the number as soon as possible. Number 2, but here's the snap. He's rolling out to the right. He's got the curl route open. He overthrew him, but he made the catch. Anyways.
But
that's going to be good for Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down as he gains about 14 there. Once again, backup quarterback number 2, Tyson Wilson for the Haleyville Lions.
You know, even as big as it is for the Good Hope Backhoe Surge heavy players, you know, good playing time, it's important for Haleyville too. And obviously the coach staff has some big confidence in Tyson. I mean, first play out there, he rolls out, throws a pretty good ball, and gets first down. Crowd's still fired up. I love that.
Here's the snap to Wilson. Here's the handoff. Around the right edge, but he's going to make a big tackle. Number 20, Jackson Richter, setting the edge over here, making a huge tackle on number 33. That is Bryant Lay for the Haleyville Lions. He's actually going to lose a yard. That's going to bring him 2nd and 11 from the 42-yard line.
Huge tackle right there. Almost a shoestring tackle, but if he misses that tackle right there, I mean, he's running down the sideline.
Yeah, that's a huge tackle by Mr. Richter there. Here we are, 2nd and 11. Here's the snap to Wilson. He's going to roll out to his left. Right-handed quarterback, but he's going to make the throw, and he's going to have a man underneath, but he's not going to get nowhere. Number 20, Jackson Richter is showing what he is made of here. He's actually going to lose another yard, so that's another tackle for loss for Mr. Richter. Jackson Richter, have yourself a night, kid.
And that was a good coverage downfield. I want to say it was Aiden Young at the top of the field. It was one-on-one, and that's where he was looking. I mean, but stayed in front, didn't get beat.
Once again, you know, Aiden Young, only a junior. No, he's a junior.
I think so.
But it's still big for him to get minutes at this time. Well, here's a snap, and it's an ugly snap. So was that number 6, Kane Bertitis there to make the tackle, along with number 82. That's Solly Martin. Once again, I'm sorry if I butchered that name. But here we are. It's 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Haleyville Lions. We're going to take a quick break as it's going into the 4th quarter here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
Looking to buy or sell your home? You can trust a team that treats you like family.
We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty, a husband and wife real estate duo with deep roots and unmatched knowledge of the market.
We know every corner, every neighborhood, and what it takes to get you the best deal.
And our top priority, you. From your first showing to final closing, we're by your side every step of the way. Because when you work with us, you're not just a client, you're family. We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty. Real estate with heart, hustle, and hometown care.
You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at the Warhurst Team Realtors.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Once again, the start of the fourth quarter. Your score here, 42-0. Good Hope over the Haleyville Lions, and they are going to bring the punt unit out to start the fourth quarter as it is 4th and 14 from their own 39-yard line. I'm giving a young guy a chance. I'm putting, what is that, number 17 backing up? Blake Quarters back here backing up. He's going to receive this punt. That's actually the best punt we've seen all night by their punter. Blake Quarters. I think he got back on top of it. Yeah, he did. Went up to receive it and went right through his arms, hit his leg, but he did recover it, making this a 1st and 10 for your Get Up Raiders starting at the 34-yard line.
I tell people all the time, it's one of the hardest positions in football, being a punt returner. You got guys flying in your face. You got to worry where the ball's going to be. You got to be in the right spot to catch it.
Not only, you got all those things to worry about. If you don't plan on fair catching it, your eyes are not looking at what's coming at you. So you don't know when you're about to get popped. But here we are, 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Big hole. Going to get a gain of 4. That's a promising run right there for the JV squad, which, Haleyville's got their JV unit out there as well. That was number 28, Colin Phillips, again with the handoff.
Just finding rhythm. Last drive, we saw the last play in the last drive, had a pretty big run, and then starting this drive off, a pretty solid run. And, maybe I think now they're getting, their feet under them, they're finding a rhythm. And,
when you're sitting back there for 2 quarters, it's like, you get out there and you're going to be you're going to be rusty, first couple drives. But here we are. Kanan Burgess back at quarterback. Here's a snap to Burgess. Here's another handoff. Another big hole. Good block. He's going to break it up the middle. He's going to spin. He's going to get a couple more yards. That's going to be a 1st down up to the 47-yard line. That's going to be good for Josh Phillips and Maven Morgan's 1st down for your Get Up Raiders.
I seen that too. Starters saw him on the sideline celebrating the 1st down, getting hot for their guy.
Once again, it's going to be 1st and 10 as the band is getting me hype up here as well.
I better be careful that drum set. I'm going to go down there and bust a move.
1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Your Get Up Raiders is looking to answer the JV unit. Phillips here. Going to receive the handoff. Their D-line cut right there. That was a perfect cut right there. It's going to be a loss of 1. Actually, no gain. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Here. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Phillips. It seemed like his face mask got hit right there, but he got ripped. He got ripped. He fumbled the ball there. He lost it.
I agree with you. It looked like if it wasn't face mask, at least a horse collar. It looked like he got pulled back by something.
Yeah, as soon as he got the ball around the right edge here, it was like he got spun around by something. If it wasn't a face mask, like you said, it had to be a horse collar. There was something he got pulled back by. But then again, 42-0. Referees are probably just ready to go home. We got a hot clock running. But he fumbled the ball. You learn your lessons at the end of the day. Your score here, 42-0, 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Haleyville's got good field position for the first time, it seems like, tonight. But their backup unit's in. Let's see if they can do anything. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to number 33. He found a hole up the middle, and he's going to get a nice gain of about 8 right here.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that looked like a direct snap. I don't know if it was just off, but I'm pretty sure that was a direct snap.
That's what I didn't see the snap, but I seen 33 immediately catch it, so I thought, I don't know if it was something off or it was. Either way, good play right there. Number 33, Bryant Lay. They're picking up a 10-yard gain. That's actually going to be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's 1st down. But here we are again. Wilson in the backfield with Lay to his right. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Lay. He's going to get hit once, but he's going to break a tackle. He fumbled the ball, and that's going to be picked up by Good Hope. JV unit out here showing. Good Hope recovers a fumble here late or early in the fourth quarter. Really, there's still 7 minutes to go here, but your Good Hope Raiders is up 42-0 over the Haleyville Lions. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Once again, JV unit out there. Don't see much throwing the ball here. I think this is just going to be a handoff again. Yep, here's the handoff, but good blocking downfield. He's going to get a nice gain. He's up to the 41-yard line. That's number 28, Colin Phillips. Once again, your score here, 42-0, 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 2 from the 41-yard line. Here's the snap. Direct snap to the quarterback. He's going to keep it. He's got a big hole up the middle. He's going to truck through a defender. He's going to get down to the 48-yard line. That's going to be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's first down. Listen here, we love what we're seeing right now out of this JV squad. Once again, number 10, Kanan Burgess up the middle, and he's going to get a gain of about 12. That was a really good run. He stood a man up right at the 50-yard line and got pushed ahead for an extra 2 yards.
I like that play call right there, too. You know, you kind of been lulling the defense to sleep, you know, just inside zones right there. Quarterback keeper takes for a huge gain.
Once again, your score here, 42-0, 5 minutes and 20 seconds here. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Here's a snap. Oh, it went way over his head. Just get down on it, Kanan. He's going to pick it up. Good idea. He got some extra yards there, but here we are. 2nd Addison. Realistically, it is 2nd and 30. Man, I can't even tell you. It's probably 2nd and 30. It's going to be my big guess here. 2nd and 33. And for a JV unit that's not throwing the ball, it's going to be hard to get 33 yards in 3 plays. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Finds a hole. He's going to truck through a defender. Colin Phillips. How do you do, sir?
Something like saying,
my bad. That's number
JV unit.
That's number 24, Christian Elliott. Listen to the crowd here. 42-0. Oh, look at there. Number 9, Connor Hastings, going to get his chance. If y'all don't know this kid is a blessing to the Good Hope community. That's why you're hearing the crowd roar. Once again, if you've been to a Good Hope game, Connor Hastings, he's there on the sideline every week cheering his team on in a wheelchair, or not a wheelchair, in a walker. But he's getting the chance to go out there and play, which is huge. We always love to see this. We got to see this our senior year with a kid. Now we get to see this. Once again, JV unit knows they're not about to pick up 24 yards right here. Let's bring in a kid who does never get the chance to play because of a situation.
Connor, he's a family member of a friend of mine, and I've actually talked to Connor on multiple occasions. I mean, he's just a great kid, just tremendous kid. This is awesome, Sam. This is really what sports are all about. I have chills right now. This is awesome. It's an awesome moment.
Once again, I do want to thank Coach Hudson for bringing in, which I knew his name. I knew his name was Connor last year, being able to sit on the sideline. Listen to the crowd. If this don't give you chills, I don't know what is. as the Haleyville players are going to give him a high five for his doings.
I mean, it's an ovation to the crowd too. I mean, this is beautiful, man.
I've got chills from the head, man, from my head to my toes, literally. This almost brings a tear to my eye because this kid, if you've been to Good Hope games, this kid, as they're carrying him off the field, he does have a situation where he can't stand up very long. As he is out here in a walker celebrating his Good Hope Raiders every single week, week in and week out.
His dad's here as well. When I'm at the concession stand, I saw his dad. This is an awesome moment for both of them.
Connor, once again, you're a great young man. We appreciate what you do. We thank you for, being brave enough to go out here and play and, putting on a jersey every week for your school. Once again, that almost brings a tear to my eye. That's beautiful right there. Just getting to see a kid out there who has a disability, but, lives the everyday lifestyle. But here's a punt here. I don't know who punted that. It looks like Kane Berditis punted that. That was a really good punt there. I've seen about 4 or 5 players slip on that play, but that punt is down to the 31-yard line where Haleyville's offense will set up as they are down 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders is up over the Haleyville Lions. Little over 2 minutes left, 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders. This game has flown by here in the second half as they started a hot clock about midway through the third quarter. Here we are, Wilson in the backfield for Haleyville. Lay to his left. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Lay. Lay up the middle. Oh, he got stood up. Number 77 for Good Hope. Excuse me. That is not number 77. Now, that is number 77. I don't have him on my roster. I am sorry. Once again, I am sorry. That is number 77 for the Good Hope Raiders that made that big stop. Once again, if you are listening here and you could give me a hand here, just text us on the Good Hope page on Facebook and let me know who number 77 is. If that's your kid, I would love to shout him out because he just made a huge play. But here it is, 2nd and 9. Haleyville, drop back to pass. Once again, number 20, Jackson Richter with another tackle. He's probably got 4 or 5 here. But it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 37-yard line. Haleyville, as we're working right to left here, but Haleyville will have to snap the ball one more time as we are coming to the end of this game. Your Good Hope Raiders is up 42-0 with 40 seconds left in this game. Right here's a bend or don't break. Bend, don't break moment. If you want to keep that point scored low, you got to get a big stop here. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Lay. Here comes the right side. Hole open in the middle. But he's going to get wrapped up and tackled. That's number 54, Jaden McCann. I want to say that he might be related to Jolie. But that's your ball game, folks. Your Good Hope Raiders win 42-0 in another region game over the Haleyville Lions. Once again, 42-0, your final score here as Good Hope walks away with another region win. And if you know anything about high school football here in the state of Alabama, your region games is all that matters. You could lose your 3 extra games, and as long as you win out in your region, you're going to make the playoffs. I'm sure that works the same in basketball too. I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. This right here is actually, yes, I know how it works in basketball. You play a region tournament. If you win that, the champion and the runner-up make the playoffs. But once again, region matchup over the Haleyville Lions. Your Good Hope Raiders win 42-0. Kanan, overall thoughts here? I mean, we didn't see nothing in the second half, but the first half is all you needed to see.
I mean, I was really impressed by the defense. I didn't really catch any games last year, but I kept up with them, and that was just the talk. The talk was defense, and then that's just Coach Scott's. That's what he coaches. He coaches defense. I mean, we've had a good offense. I mean, since we were in school, before we were seniors, but he just gives the players a buy-in on defense. And I mean, you can tell they're hungry. They play hard, and they do the little stuff. The corners are setting the edges. The defensive linemen are setting their gaps and holding the gaps so the linebackers and safeties can make plays, and the offense looked well too. The guys that ran the ball ran hard. Like I said, I was really impressed with Mason Drake. Really impressed with Carter Rutherford. He has amazing body control. I mean, there's 2 plays where I thought that he was going to go to the ground. He just put his hand in the dirt, turned around. I mean, just the ability to make plays. I was impressed with JV. First few drives kind of slow, but you can tell they kind of got in a rhythm. Busted off some 5+ yard plays, and I'm really impressed. I'm really excited to see what they can do moving forward.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited to see where this goes this year. Once again, at the end of the last year, we had 2 9-0 teams coming in here at James Shable Stadium, as Fairview brought their 9-0 team in here and kicked the crap out of our 9-0 Good Hope team. But, these in-county rivalry games, I feel like mean so much to these kids, because you grow up around these kids. You get to play sports all your life with these kids. They move on to another school, but you still get to see them and play them in a heated rivalry game. Like Good Hope and West Point is always a heated rivalry game, and Good Hope and Fairview seem like they're trying to build something here. I'd love to see Good Hope find some more opportunities to play some more county teams. But as of right now, we get to play 2 big 5A schools. 5A is big for our county. That's the biggest in the county, besides the city school, Cullman, of course, in the middle of everything. There being a 6A school. Honestly, bring Cullman in here. I think that would be fun.
That'd be a good test. It's really cool to see. I mean, to be the best, you got to play the best, and you want your guys battle tested before you get to the postseason, and that's really important. And it's important for the guys, too. I know Coach Scott wouldn't let it happen, but it's important to still keep things, keep a clear head. You won big last week, you won big this week, but that means nothing once tomorrow comes around. Yeah, you got to be prepared, you got to be clear-headed, you got to stay hungry. And I know these guys will. I mean, Coach Scott, I mentioned before, I have guys that tell me now that he can still make them run through a brick wall. I mean, he's just an inspiring coach. He'll keep you grounded. And like I said, I'm just really excited to see what this team does moving forward.
Once again, we do want to go over the Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard, as a lot of our county teams are still playing in the third quarter. We hot clock this game right here in the fourth. But Cullman is down 23-14 over Jasper in the third quarter. Fairview is up 35-0 over Ardmore in the fourth. It's still playing in the third quarter. West Point 35, Lawrence County 8. Your final score here, 42-0 Good Hope over Haleyville. Playing in the third quarter, 42-28 Carbon Hill over Hanceville. Man, I thought Hanceville finally had a win in their bag, and they once again fumbled the bag. 23 tag. Actually, I just got a score update. It is 23-21. Thank you, Jay Fuller. 23-21. Jasper over Cullman. If you get a chance, Alt Channel 1, listen to that game. I'll be listening to it on the way home tonight. And Vinemont up over Midfield 31-16. That's a surprising one. That's a Birmingham school down there. That's a big game for Vinemont there. Holly Pond 60-12 over Brindley Mountain. Holly Pond looking to pick up their second region win of the year. A big one last week. Cold Springs is up 38-6 in the third quarter. Still playing in the third quarter. Addison is up 66-0. Once again, I do want to thank all the sponsors that, give me an opportunity to do this every week. I'm really appreciative of what I get to do here. It's really fun. I got to bring one of my best buddies in here to call this game with me. But once again, I do want to thank the sponsors. Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox Stanberry and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zach Speech and Canaan. We do get to do a Player of the Week every week here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to let you opportunity to. Who do you think should be the Player of the Week? Week 1, it was Mason Drake. Week 2 was our kicker Chase Pruitt for he drilled a 30-something yard field goal and went 7 for 7 on extra points. So I'm gonna let you grab this one. Who do you think is the Player of the game here?
Well, here I'll go. I had a tremendous game, but just to keep it switching up, man, I really liked. I liked Carter Rutherford. I mean, those plays. There was one play. First half, just caught the ball. It looked like it was going nowhere. Just ducked under a guy. Made a guy miss. Broke off. 10 more yards, scored a touchdown. Had another play like that after we got 3 penalties in a row. It was 3rd and a mile, and just threw it to him, and he just made a play. Just really impressed with him. It's hard to pick, but I'd probably go Carter Rutherford this week.
Yep. Heard it here first. Carter Rutherford, your Player of the Week here on the Cullman's Live 95.5 Good Hope Raiders Sports Network. Once again, we do appreciate everybody listening. Cullman and Jasper on Alt Channel 1. Alt Channel 3 is Fairview and Ardmore, but that is a blowout. Fairview is up 35-0 as we speak. But if you get a chance, go listen to my good guy Dylan.
What's his name?
Dylan.
Is that the guy that runs it?
No, Jay Fuller.
I do want to thank Jay Fuller as well. This was a tremendous opportunity, and I want to thank Tony too. This is really awesome. This is something that I've wanted to do, and possibly would like to pursue a career in. And this is really fun. Just thank you, Jay Fuller, for allowing Tony to do this, and thank you to Tony for having me up here. This is really fun. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But that's all for us. Join us next week as the Good Hope Raiders will host the Cordova Blue Devils here at James Shabel Stadium. But once again, we are out here at James Shabel. We're going to send it over to Jay Fuller. Thank you.
Are you looking for a reliable ride at the lowest prices in town with financing? PNC Auto has you covered.